Hey Raptor fans, this is Lyle from Middle Tennessee Raptor Center, and I wanted to talk to you today about perching material and what we use here at Middle Tennessee Raptor Center. Perching material is very important for the feet health of a raptor. They can't sit or stand on really flat surfaces for a long period of time because they will get an illness called bumblefoot, among some other potential things that can come up with their feet. Their feet health is very important, and so the types of perches and perching material that you use is very important for taking good care of your raptors. Falconers will know this when you get your mews inspected. That's one of the things they look at is your perching material. So here for our education ambassadors, we try to use a variety of materials, and then we'll evaluate what each bird really likes and then try to adapt the rest of the perches in their enclosure to that material. Recently we got a very generous donation from a graduating class of the Tennessee Corrections Academy, and they asked us what we needed here at the Raptor Center. And so I gave them a small list, and one of the things that I told them about was sisal rope. And I could tell on the phone the guy was like, sisal rope? What do you need rope for bird care? Well, rope, this stuff right here, this is one of the rolls that they got us. This is 3/8 inch sisal rope. It's about 50 foot length. And on a good piece of perching material, this will make about a 2 foot area where this rope, see this kind of rough edge that it gets right here? This is what their feet will sit on, and it gives it enough variety. It's almost kind of like when you're trying to prevent a bed sore. If you have somebody who has been ill and is bedbound, if they lay in the same position for a long time, that pressure on that same flat spot all the time can cause some problems. So this sisal rope is a really good material for them for their feet. We also use some other things I'll show you here. This is a piece of just like artificial grass turf. This is not quite as rigid as the sisal rope, but it's soft on their feet, so it gives them just something that's different to perch on. Birds of prey aren't going to perch on grass typically, so this is not a material they would normally get in the wild unless they land on the ground, but it's one of the varieties we use. This stuff right here, although it's expensive, is probably the best. This is an artificial turf piece. You can see, for those of you who are in my age bracket, you might remember the doormats that were made out of this that would hurt your feet when you walked on them barefoot. So you can put this over the top of a piece of perching material, or a piece of perch, I should say, and this helps suspend their feet up off the ground. It gives them that variety in the pressure points, and it's really good for their feet. You know, in the wild, I'll show you here. In the wild, they're going to get stuff like this. This is a piece of white oak. Went out and scouted a downed white oak tree and cut some branches off of it for this. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to wrap this white oak branch in this sisal rope to show you how we use this rope. And this is going to go in an enclosure that we are updating for a bird that some of y'all have never met. Well, actually, I don't think any of y'all have ever met before in person. His name's Jonathan Livingston. Because every time he squawks, he sounds like a seagull. So his full name is Jonathan Livingston Seagull, after the Ernest Hemingway novel. For those of you who are literary literate, he's a lot of fun. We got him as a baby. He had fallen out of the nest. It looked like he landed on his head pretty significantly hard. He's blind in it'd be his right eye. He's got some neurological issues from that. And we actually didn't think he was going to survive. We debated multiple times on humane euthanasia just because we weren't sure what kind of quality of life he was going to have. He also required a hobble when he was young. He couldn't stand up on his feet, but he has made an amazing rebound recovery. Now that he is in his immature phase, his feathers are growing back in. His tail didn't grow in right. I don't know if that's something to do with the neurological side of things, but in any case, he's ready to move outside now, and we're updating an enclosure for him. So I'm going to show you how I wrap this for him. I'll show you how I secure this rope, and this is why this type of stuff right here is a great thing for a raptor center like ours, or for a falconer to use for their perches. So let me set the camera up for you, and then we'll get started on wrapping this. So the way I start this off here is I'll take the end of the rope and I'll do a quick overhand knot in it. That helps keep it from fraying on me while I'm working with it. So see, just a quick overhand knot to stop it on the end from fraying apart. And then I'll secure it down with these little, I call them cable clips, but I know that's not what they're actually called, but they're basically these horseshoe nails that will go over the top of this and hold it steady in the wood while I'm working with it. So here we go. I start about 1/3 of the way down the length of that because it's going to cover probably to about right there or so, and that's going to give Jonathan the ability to stand on the rope or stand on the natural branch if he wants to out towards the ends. So let's get it wrapped. Here at the end, I've got the rest of the rope. I'm going to tie another overhand knot. Doesn't have to be real tight on there. Bring this around to finish. Get another one of my little nail clips here. This is going to be the material that they'll sit on, and it's really good for their feet. So let me notch the end so I can mount it, and then we'll go out there and check it out. So you can see here's what an installed sisal rope wrapped perch looks like, and see how he's got white oak branch. That's a natural thing that they would encounter in the wild. And then they've got the sisal rope, which would be nice and comfortable on his feet. And then we also made a couple other perches in here. We've got one, let me see if I can get the camera angled down. So there we go. So this is that artificial turf. We'll see how he likes it. If he doesn't like it, that comes off fairly easy. And then we've got him a little pop-up perch right here if he wants to get up a little bit higher. That's got that really stiff bristled turf on it. And then he's got another. This is the one that you just saw me wrap up right here. He's got a nice sun spot where he can get sun in the afternoon. And then down here on the ground, around where his water dish is going to go, I have some more rocks to go in here. We like to do those. This is another foot health thing because when he comes down for water, he'll perch on those rocks, and that will also help keep the tips of his talons worn down a little bit so they don't get overgrown, because they grow just like our fingernails, and so they have to be trimmed off too. So I'll get some more rocks to put in here. I got another one in the corner back there. I don't know if you can see it yet where my shadow is. Yeah, there we go. So another one back there, and I'll scatter some other ones around in here. And birds will also do a behavior called feeking, which they will rub their beaks on hard surfaces to clean them off, and also to help get away some of the little chip pieces. And so with these rocks in here, he can do that all on his own. When the birds are in captivity, they don't get that many opportunities to do that. So we really try to make sure that we provide things like these rocks. I've got some bigger ones I'm going to put in here shortly, so they can do that on their own, and we don't have to be the ones that trim up their beaks. So here in a minute, I'm going to get Jonathan out here. I'm not going to video him on his first day in the enclosure, just because they flop around like fish and they're crazy trying to get acclimated. But once he gets in here and gets acclimated, I may come out and get a little video of him and watch him to see which perch he likes the best. So we'll see which material tickles his fancy. And you may be asking, if I'm not out here with him 24/7, how do I know which perch material he likes? Well, it's pretty simple. Look for the poop. Wherever birds like to sit, there's going to be the most poop. So I'll come out here and kind of look around after a couple of days and see which perch he's been hanging out on, and then I'll adjust these other surfaces to match the ones that he likes. So this is an ongoing process. Falconers know what it's like to have to change perches if you have pre-arthritic hands like mine. Wrapping that stuff in sisal rope will kill your hands. My hands hurt like crazy right now, but I know that Jonathan's going to love it, and I think he's really going to love his new enclosure out here. So we're going to bring him out. I'll show you a couple clips of Jonathan here in a second. Oh, by the way, he is a red-shouldered hawk, and one of the questions you might be asking yourself is, why did we keep Jonathan even with the issues that he was having? So Jonathan, like with all birds of prey, sorry, my camera's gone a little wonky here, you can't see me. Oh, now you can see me. So Jonathan has a very sweet disposition. He is such a gentle, mild-mannered bird, and we think that he will make a great education bird. He can't be released to the wild with his blind eye and his neurological issues, so the options for him are education or to put him down, and we don't want to put him down because we do think he's still got a lot to offer to the world in terms of education and being an ambassador for red-shouldered hawks. Plus, I mean, when we got him when he was young, the odds were so stacked against him, and it's really hard not to pull for an underdog, and Jonathan was the underdog, literally. There was no reason that he should have lived, even for the short time he was in the wild, but he did. And then when he came to us, we gave him a chance, and we're going to look at how well he does as an education bird as his first molt comes and his feathers get cleaned up. And then we'll get him out here to enjoy his new perches and all of his fun stuff he's going to have outside, and he's going to enjoy this beautiful fall weather like Sewanee is over there. You can't see her, but I can see her. Sewanee is sitting over there watching me. I'll get a shot of her in just a second, just because everybody loves Sewanee and she's such a little ham on the camera. So thank you all for watching. I'll show you a couple pictures too of what bumblefoot looks like. We got a barn owl brought to us, this has probably been a couple years ago, that had one of the worst cases of bumblefoot we have ever seen. And this was a wild barn owl. This was not in captivity, so I don't know where he was when this happened to him, but I'll put some pictures up here in a second. Amazingly enough, through the treatment that we did on those, we had to wrap his feet up in little bandages and stuff like that, put medication on him specifically for bumblefoot. He recovered, fully recovered, and was released. And I've never put out a video on him. I do have a video of his release, and it was quite beautiful. Setting sun, forest setting, I mean, it was perfect. I may throw the clip here on the end, and I hope that y'all will enjoy that. So first, I'm gonna go over and show you Sewanee and her perch. She's got one that's just like, whoops, my camera wants to turn every way but where it's supposed to. Swanee's got one just like this, and she loves it. So I'm pretty sure that Jonathan is gonna love his too once we get him out here. So let me show you Sewanee, then I'm gonna show you Jonathan, and then I'm gonna show you that terrible case of bumblefoot, and then maybe at the end we'll throw the clip on of the barn owl. So thank you very much for keeping up with Middle Tennessee Raptor Center. This is so much work, but it's so much fun. We love taking care of these birds. They add so much to our lives and to the lives of other people that we're fortunate enough to go out and visit with and have encounters with these birds. You know, we get, I mean, it's cool to see a raptor. It's really cool, especially if you see one in the wild. It's just freaking awesome. But to get to work up close with them, it is unlike anything that I know I have ever done in my life. And I have a very eclectic resume. I've done some pretty cool things and done a lot of neat things in my life, but working with these birds has been absolutely amazing. So you don't want to see me anymore. Let's go visit Sewanee. As promised, here's Sewanee. Sewanee's hanging out. Oh, she's gonna go up to her favorite spot, and as you can see over there, her and Jonathan are going to be neighbors, so we'll see how that goes. Sewanee doesn't always like to have neighbors, but we'll see how that goes, huh, Swan? Are you good to have a seagull for a neighbor? We'll find out in a minute. So as promised, here's Jonathan. Hi, buddy. Now you may be able to see in his left eye, his right eye, if he turns his head enough. You can see where that eye is completely, there he goes. You're going to show it for us. So Jonathan is completely blind in that eye, and see how he tilts his head over to the side? That's how he's had to focus basically since he was very small when we first got him in here. So Jonathan, you're going to get to go outside, and I think you're going to love it. You're going to go outside tomorrow. Okay, we're going to give you one more night inside. Oh, I know, buddy. I know. All right, we're going to give you one more night inside. But so you see his cage back there? This was cleaned 2 days ago. he makes a holy mess. That's another reason he needs to go outside. Jonathan, you're gonna love it, buddy. We're gonna get you outside here tomorrow. Say bye to everybody. We're gonna show them some pictures of what bumblefoot looks like. And then maybe we'll do a video of you outside if you don't act all crazy. So after mounting that last perch, I got to thinking about it and thought, you know, that's not a whole lot of perching options. I mean, he's got this perch here that's about, I don't know, about a little over 6 foot, you know, and he's got that one, and then he'll have this one up here where he can see Sewanee. I decided to go ahead and throw another perch in the back. I had a piece of a crepe myrtle log, not my favorite because it is smooth, but I decided to attach a little piece of this astroturf to it, this stuff, because that's not really enough for me to tell if he's gonna like that material or not. So I put some more on that one, and I got to thinking about, wow, sirens going by, sorry about that. That'll get the screech owls singing. The screech owls love sirens. Okay, it's out of view now. So, and then I got to thinking about it, and I thought, you know, because Jonathan has had some issues neurologically, I got to thinking that once we do move him out here, if he has trouble figuring out how to get up on his perch, I decided to make him a little ramp. This is temporary. This will just be once we get him out here and can watch him to make sure that he can get enough lift to get up on these perches. You know, then I'll take that back out once I know he gets comfortable enough to fly up on his own. So just want to give him every chance we can to be successful. So Jonathan's enclosure is finished, and tomorrow we want to put him out here during the day. Hang on, more sirens. Okay. So now that, you know, once he gets out here, we want to make sure we give him the best time to acclimate. And this time, right now, it's probably about 4 o'clock-ish, and we've only got about an hour left of sun. So as the sun goes down, you know, hawks are going to be looking for a place to roost or to perch for the night, and putting him in a new place at night is probably not the best thing. So we're going to wait until tomorrow morning when we're going to have plenty of sun, and we'll get him out here to check out his new place. So hopefully once we get him out here, he stays nice and calm. I'll get a couple good videos of him that I'll share, probably just straight to our Facebook page, and see how he does. I'm hoping for the best, and I hope that he enjoys it outside and likes his new home. And then as he gets a little bit more mature and used to us, I hope he makes a great education ambassador. So thank y'all for watching today. For Middle Tennessee Raptor Center, this is Lyle, and Valerie has been taking care of stuff in the house today while I've been outside tinkering for Jonathan Livingston Seagull. And we hope that you'll enjoy those barn owl pictures I'm getting ready to post, and that you'll learn a little bit of something about the dangers they face from an illness called bumblefoot. Thanks for watching.